See this floating leaf that's out here? It's wild rice. I'm Scott Hygnstrom. I'm a professor of wildlife with the College of Natural Resources at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. The state of Wisconsin is the #1 cranberry producer in the nation, but markets for cranberries and other agricultural crops constantly fluctuate. Producers usually are looking for ways to increase efficiencies in their production systems. We were interested in developing a project where we would be looking at the cost, benefits, and analysis of converting marginal cranberry acres out of cranberries and into wild rice to see what benefits there might be to the cranberry industry as far as looking at wild rice as an alternative crop. Wild rice is a native wetland plant that used to thrive across most of the wetland areas of our state. It also is one of the most sacred of foods of Native Americans. The Anishinaabe call it manumin, the food that grows on the waters. Wild rice is a valuable crop. It's very important culturally to the Native Americans here. We also have a shortage of wild rice across Wisconsin. Maybe it would make sense for cranberry producers to have an alternative crop to go to. So in the spring of 2016, we started the study. We killed those cranberry vines with an herbicide, and then we tilled those beds up. Then what we did is we went in with wild rice. It's just actual seeds. We just walked back and forth across the different beds and just seeding it out over the area at a rate of about 40 pounds of wild rice per acre. And we also seeded the flowages that are upstream from our beds. After we had the rice seeded, what we had to do is flood that rice bed. And sure enough, we could raise wild rice on the property. But there were some things we didn't anticipate. #1, Canada geese. The geese came in droves and ate all of the wild rice. So we used pyrotechnics, shotgun shells, frightening devices to scare the geese out of this area. In addition to that, we put in exclosures. This worked great. We were in ranging from 20 to 40 stems per square meter, which in talking with some of our experts on wild rice say, that's pretty good. And then another species of wildlife found our wild rice, the muskrats. There was no wild rice to be harvested again. It's a little disappointing. We were really hoping to be able to generate a wild rice crop within these exclosures so we could measure the yields, the bushels of rice per acre, but there are some risks associated with it, and one of those is wildlife damage. We do have ways to prevent and control damage caused by wildlife to most of our crops. But I think one of the really interesting take-homes from this that I found was that we can raise wild rice here. Seeing the fact that we could produce it here is a real positive, and I'm hoping other people can benefit from that knowledge that we can convert wetlands that have been converted to agriculture back into some of these native plant communities that our wildlife really have benefited from in the past and probably in the future.